Heyo, gamer with taste here. Uh, Kind of my first real video. I've already made and posted like one other video. I've made a few poetry videos in the past, but I've taken those down because I didn't really know what I was doing. But today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I stopped playing Remnant 2 because as you may have already guessed, I am a gamer. And I really liked Remnant 2. And I liked it for a lot of reasons. I actually fell in love with the game. I got a platinum trophy for Remnant 2 because it really wasn't all that hard to do, but I just liked it that much. I don't platinum every game, right? I'm not one of those people. But one of the biggest reasons why I liked Remnant 2 so much is because it reminded me so much of Dead Space. We haven't had a Dead Space game in forever, and Dead Space 3 wasn't really the best Dead Space game, anyways. So, Dead Space 2 was really the last good Dead Space game that we got. Well, there was the remake. They did do the remake, and the remake was awesome, but from the sounds of it, they're not going to be making another remake anytime soon, which is really unfortunate. I really enjoyed the remake, but I guess it didn't sell. Anyways, Remnant 2 is quite a lot like Dead Space. You got, you know, your regular firing mode, and then you have an alternate firing mode. It could be an alternate firing mode, it could just be a mod, but whatever. The mod is pretty much an alternate firing mode as far as I'm concerned, as far as the comparison goes. It's a third person shooter. I think you could roll in Dead Space 3, so you can roll in Remnant 2. Um, People compare it to a Souls game. They call it a Souls like, but with guns. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's wrong, but I personally think it's a little bit more like Dead Space than any Souls game. Obviously, for obvious reasons. Third person shooter, that goes a long way, right? But I stopped playing Remnant 2, and I wanted to talk about this as one gamer to hopefully another, but they came out with the Prism system. And the Prism system is amazing. All right, I'm not going to say that the Prism system isn't good because the Prism system is absolutely amazing and I love it. But there's a few problems with it that I really wish that they would change. So, first problem, and the real reason why I quit playing Remnant 2, the real reason is now Remnant 2 has an issue with this in general. Deletion. Deletion of progress is a little bit too easy in Remnant 2. Like, I made a hardcore character, right? And I died, right? And then it brought me back to the home screen, right? And it shows your hardcore character dead on the home screen, right? So you actually have to delete your dead character. You have to delete your dead character. I don't know why it doesn't just delete it right away. I don't know why it saves your dead character in a slot even though they're dead and they can't come back. I don't know why they chose to do that, but you have to delete your dead hardcore character. I accidentally deleted the wrong character. I was high at the time and maybe even drunk. I don't know how much of that was really me being stupid. I think what happened was I really like I had a character selected and I didn't select it, right? But then it showed my dead hardcore character, which was a different character slot than what was selected, up on the screen. And so I thought that the character that was selected was the hardcore character. So I deleted the one that was selected. But I was wrong, right? So I think that's what happened. I may have just been stupid. That's not what made me quit though, because I actually continued making hardcore characters and I remade my best character after that. I loved the game. Okay, I loved it a lot. The thing that made me stop is I got my prism up to level 51, and then I wanted to clear the legendary prism fragment, and then I just cleared the whole prism on accident because I wasn't thinking. Like it's like square for deletion for removing the legendary prism fragment, and it was triangle for clearing the whole prism. You know, square or triangle. I got mixed up. I pushed triangle. Either way, it asks you, "Are you sure?" So either way, I'm just like, "Yes, I'm sure. Fuck it. Yes, yes, I'm sure." So I cleared the whole thing. And that was me being stupid. I'm not saying that, Gunfire Games needs to. It would really help if they had a different way of deleting things, you know? If it wasn't just as simple as two button presses. Like Borderlands 3, you have to hold down, like, you have to press down one of the thumbsticks for like an entire 10 seconds or something, right? And then it asks you, "Are you sure?" And that's how you delete a whole character. Like, I kind of think something like that is in order so that it's not as simple as pressing the wrong button and then verifying that you pressed the button that was wrong, like whatever. But after deleting all my prism progress, I was so frustrated I just quit. Now, one thing that I did not like about the prism fragment or the prism system is once you got the prism up to level 50, your prism was finished, and then you earned your legendary prism fragment, and that was at level 51. And so if you cleared the legendary relic fragment, it set it back down to 50, and then you had to earn all the XP all over again to level it back up to level 51, and then you got a new choice. Now, there's 40 different legendary fragments that you can get, right? And it gives you a choice of 3. So if I did my math correctly, 40 choose 3. That's like 9,880 different combinations that it could put up on screen. So it's like getting the one that you want is a very, very difficult thing. There's nothing really stopping you from getting the one you want except for time. Now, a lot of like Remnant 2 isn't, different in any way from like having RNG based stuff like this. But would you have when it's all based on XP? Like if I respec my character in Borderlands 2, I still keep all my XP earnings. I just have to redistribute the skill points, right? It's not like if I want a different build in Borderlands 2, I have to start from 0 all over again and make a brand new character and re-earn all my XP. It's not like that. I don't understand why with this prism fragment, if I want a different build for this prism fragment, I have to start all the way over and I have to earn all the XP all over again. I don't understand it because, like, you could make the argument, oh, well, Matt, I mean, that's an entire character. Like, that's a lot of XP. This is just a prism. I mean, hell, Matt, they came out with an update where it doesn't take as much XP to get to level 50 or 51, or, yeah, level 50 anymore. But the thing is like the stats that you get in your prism are really, really garbage. Like, really, really garbage. I tried making a prism where it was like, you can have a gunfire fusion, which is the fusion of two different fragments, and I believe that is the fire rate and reload speed. So I thought, hey, you know what? I can't have two fire rates, but maybe I can have a gunfighter and a fire rate. And that way I could have two fire rate bonuses. It doesn't work like that. You can't do that. So you really do have to pick one stat. And once you get that stat, and once you fuse that stat with another stat, you can't get that stat again. So I mean, they're powerful buffs, but they don't go all that far, it's not that great. I don't understand why you have to go through all the trouble of earning all the XP all over again. Like, what they could have done is if you cleared the whole prism, then, it reset everything except for the XP that you earned on it. And then you would have to sacrifice more fragments into the prism to get the selections that you want. You would have to go through all of that work. That would still be a punishment, right? You would still have to lose some fragments, and then you would have to RNG buy them from Dwell all over again. It would cost relic dust. But that's it. It wouldn't cost you like 2 days of grinding, XP. And it's even worse when you consider, the RNG required. Like, you can build up to 50 perfectly fine, perfectly easy. But as soon as you try to build with the legendary prism fragment, like, that's purely RNG. There is no way to select the one you want. I'm getting a little sick and tired of games jumping on the RNG bandwagon. I want to see a game just say, fuck it. Here's the list of 40. Choose the one you want. I don't care. Just choose the one you want. I would love to see that. Like, please let that happen. And if I want to change it, honestly, maybe then you can make me re-earn the XP, right? But if it's all RNG and I have to get lucky with the roll that I get on the legendary fragment, then honestly, just keep the XP gain, right? And then I can be like, I didn't get the one I wanted. That one looks kind of cool though. Maybe I'll try that one and see if I like that one. And then I find out that I don't, and then I reset it, and I don't have to re-earn the XP. I can just re-roll and get a selection of 3. All 3 of them are garbage. Absolute garbage. There are some garbage ones. So I don't know why they don't just let you choose, especially if they're going to make you re-earn the XP. If they really want to keep it RNG based, they should really not take away the XP. I mean, I don't really understand the whole point of it. These prisms aren't necessarily easy to get. They're not easy to level up. And you can say, oh, well, just farm survivor level gauntlet runs. That's the easiest and fastest way to get XP in Remnant 2. You could debate about it. It depends on your build, whatever. I don't care. You can just farm XP, Matt. Just farm XP. And it's like, that takes so much time. And honestly, you can still die. Like, if you can't find the vigor buff, there's a buff in the boss rush mode, in the gauntlet boss rush, that increases your health by 50 once you have it upgraded all the way. If you don't find that health buff, it's not impossible to die. And it's definitely not impossible not to find that buff, right? So, I mean, I don't know. call me a bad gamer. And you know what? Maybe I am. Maybe I suck. You say it's a skill issue. Sure, it's a skill issue. I don't care. But, sometimes you have skill issues, and your skill just ain't up to par on some days. So you just die, even though you're on the easiest difficulty. There's one-shot moves. There's friggin' one-shot moves, too. There's bosses that will one-shot you. It doesn't matter how much health you have. It doesn't matter how much damage resistance you have. If you get hit by that move, you're dead. You're just dead. You die. There's some enemies with moves like that. And it's like you can't, with a 19 boss rush, and you have like one or two bosses and maybe a few non-bosses, you could probably mash your way out of the non-bosses one-shots, but whatever. This video is getting a little bit too long. My point is I quit Remnant 2 because there's, like, I already platinumed the game, right? I already platinumed it, and you're really wasting my time. You're really wasting my time if I have to re-earn all the XP all over again just for a different build. Just for a different build. I don't even have to do that with my character. But I gotta do that with this stupid prism that's hardly even worth making. Hardly even worth building. Like, it's worth it, but like, it's already too much work. And now you're making me redo it all just because I messed up one stat and I decided to rebuild it. Unfair. It's unfun. It's just unfun. And then the legendary bonuses, like, they're great, but they're not all great. And it's not necessarily easy to get the one that you want to show up. I tried doing the math on it. I don't know what the chances are. I need to brush up on my probability. But yeah, that's why I quit playing Remnant 2. I'm not playing that anymore. These days I am trying to platinum Infamous Second Son. I've already platinumed that one a long time ago. Trying to platinum it once again. But yeah, this video is already pretty darn long. So I'll catch you later. Thank you for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and comment and subscribe. Am I right?